Have you ever felt like a guy likes you, but something just doesn't add up? He doesn't say it, he doesn't make it obvious, but there's something in his behavior that makes you wonder. The truth is, not every man expresses interest openly. Some men feel strongly, but they hold it back. Sometimes it's fear of rejection, sometimes it's pride, and other times, they simply don't know how to show it without feeling exposed. So instead of clear signals, you get mixed behavior. Moments that feel real, followed by distance that leaves you confused. In this video, we're going to break down 8 clear signs a guy likes you, but is trying not to show it. Once you understand these signs, you'll stop second-guessing and start seeing things for what they really are. Sign 1. He stares but looks away. One of the most common signs is eye contact that doesn't last. He looks at you when he thinks you won't notice, maybe across the room, maybe during a conversation. But the moment you catch him, he quickly looks away. That reaction isn't random. It usually comes from being caught in a moment he didn't plan for. He was looking because he's interested, but he wasn't ready for you to notice. If it happens more than once, it's not coincidence. It's attraction mixed with hesitation. Sign 2. He finds excuses to interact. He doesn't always approach directly, but somehow he keeps finding small reasons to talk to you. It could be asking simple questions, making casual comments, or even creating situations where interaction feels natural. On the surface, it may seem like nothing, but when it becomes consistent, it reveals intention. People don't repeatedly create opportunities around someone they're not thinking about. Those small interactions are often his way of staying connected without making his feelings obvious. Sign 3. His behavior is hot and cold. This is where many people get confused. One moment he's warm, attentive, and engaged. The next, he pulls back, becomes distant, or acts like nothing is happening. That shift is not always a lack of interest. Sometimes it's the opposite. When a man is trying to hide his feelings, he often pulls back after showing too much. It's a way of regaining control. He doesn't want to appear too interested, so he balances it by creating distance. And that creates the hot and cold pattern. Sign 4. He remembers small details. When a guy likes you, he pays attention, even when he pretends not to. You might mention something casually, something you don't even think is important, and later, he brings it up again. Your favorite things, small preferences, little moments you shared, he remembers them. That kind of attention doesn't happen by accident. It happens because he's listening more closely than he lets on. Sign 5. He acts nervous or awkward. Confidence can disappear quickly when feelings are involved. A guy who is normally calm and composed might become slightly nervous around you. He may stumble over his words, act a bit awkward, or behave differently than he does with others. That nervous energy often comes from caring about how he's perceived by you. When someone doesn't matter, there's no pressure. But when they do, even simple interactions can feel more intense. Sign 6. He always seems to be around. You start noticing a pattern. He's around more often than expected. In places you go, in situations you're part of, he somehow appears without a clear reason. It doesn't feel forced, but it doesn't feel random either. People naturally move toward what they're interested in. So when someone consistently shows up around you, even without obvious intention, it usually means you're on their mind more than you realize. Sign 7. He cares, but holds back. This is a subtle one. You can feel that he cares. It shows in small ways, how he reacts to your mood, how he checks on you, or how he responds when something affects you. But at the same time, he holds back from expressing it fully. He doesn't go too far, doesn't say too much, and doesn't make it obvious. That balance between care and restraint often means he's protecting himself while still being emotionally involved. Sign 8. His friends give it away. Sometimes the clearest signs don't come from him, they come from the people around him. His friends may tease him when you're around, make comments, or react in ways that feel a little too knowing. They might look at him when you speak, smile, or create small moments that hint at something more. Friends usually see what's happening, even when he's trying to hide it, and sometimes, without meaning to, they reveal what he won't say. Conclusion: at the end of the day, attraction doesn't always show up in obvious ways. Sometimes it hides behind small actions, subtle reactions, and behavior that feels inconsistent on the surface, but meaningful underneath. When a guy is trying not to show his feelings, you won't always get clear words, but if you pay attention, his actions will still tell the story. So instead of focusing only on what he says, start observing what he does repeatedly, because patterns don't lie. And once you understand these signs, you stop guessing, you stop overthinking, and you start seeing things with clarity. If this helped you understand things better, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on attraction, relationships, and understanding human behavior.